Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Harshu Education, and in this video we are going to create a to-do list application and it would look something like this. So we will have a calendar view on top, the month view. You can see all the dates in this current month, and it would be the current date would be selected. You can select any other dates from this horizontal list as well, and then you will have this vertical list to show all the to-dos which you have added, and you can use this button to add new to-dos, this floating button, right? So let's get right into it. So what we have currently is the sample application. I have added few things. We have utils, and in this util I have added this color utils. Color util is nothing but you can give your hex string and it will give you the colors. It will return the color. And then we have date util. So date util is for that horizontal list, the dates we are showing. So this I got somewhere from some GitHub profile. I will share it over here. I will share a GitHub link to you as well, so you can check this code. It is for this we are calling a package, and this package is being called in our pubspec YML file here. And I have some images, only one image actually, the background image, this one. So make sure that you have all this setting before you start this application. So all this code would be available at GitHub, so you can look into those code. So let's get into the main code, right? So main dot dot, this has this is like the basic one which we have, so we do not want this, so let's just delete it right away. And I'll delete everything till here. Let's delete it, right? And let's create a home page in the lib, new file, and let's call it home screen dot dot, right? And I'll call it my home page itself. So we'll create a stateful widget and I'll call it my home page, right? And we will have to import material, and we will need to have a title string, and this would be to add it, and I should call required over here, not this, required. Yeah, it should be good. Let's call it string so that it doesn't give us the warning. Yeah, and let's import that page. Put it, yes, and we will call our title as whatever. Actually, we don't need the title. We won't be having the app bar itself in this application. We'll create our custom top view, as you had seen. So this is our application, right? And what it's all blank because we don't have anything. This is what we want to create. So if you see this application, what we have over here is a background image, right? And then on top of the background image, we have this top view. This is nothing but a container. And then we have this horizontal list. And then at the bottom, we have this vertical list and a floating button. So how we are going to do it is we will have a stack. Okay, so stack, you can have one view on top of other view, right? So we'll have this background view at the background, and then we'll have a top view and bottom view on the top of that background view. So let's do this. Instead of container, we should have a scaffold, because we need to have a scaffold for first of all. And then in body we will have a stack, right? A stack will have children, and let's call it at the bottom. Let's say the children's would be widgets, and here, right? Now so as I said, we'll have three children's, one at the background one, the other one, the background image one, the one the top view, which will contain the top view, and the one which will contain the bottom list, this to-do list. Okay, so we will we will create a different widget. So let's create a widget over here. So I will call it background view. Its return type would be widget background view, right? And it will return something. Let's return a container as of now, right? And we can call it from here, background view. Okay, like this. We'll have two more. Let's copy paste and change its names. Let's make it top view, and let's make this to-do list view. Okay, and let's call these over here top view and to-do list view. So in the background view, we will have our background image. In the top view, we will have this portion, the horizontal list, and this background shadow effect. And in the bottom view, like in the to-do list view, we'll have this to-do list. Also, in the scaffold, we will have a floating action button, right? Floating action button. And let's create one more widget over here, and we will call it floating, not floating, floating action view, right? And return something. As of now, it will be an error, and I don't care. So this is how we do it. Like there will be like 3 stack views and 1 floating action button. Let me first fix this issue. Here also we'll just return a container as of now, and we need to close this. Yeah. Also, before writing these views, let's just initialize some variables which we'll be using in this application. Oh, I think I created it all these view outside the class. We should create it inside the stateful widget so that we will be able to use our variables. Okay, yeah, and we will be creating variables like 2 variables. First is width of the screen. We will initialize it and use it everywhere, and double height also. Just give some initial value, and then we'll have a scroll controller so that every time when we run this application, it just scrolls to the current selected date. It doesn't go to like the first date itself. So, okay, so we will have a scroll controller, and it will be late initialized so that we can initialize it in the init statement, not here. Scroll controller, and I'll call it scroll controller itself, right? And we will have, for this horizontal view, we need a list of dates, right? So we will have list of date and time, and we will call it current month list, and let's initialize it. Let's just say it's an empty list as of now. List.empty. We have to try this in. Come on. Where is it? List.empty should come. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So it's an empty list. And what else we need? We need a current date as well. So we will have date time, current date time, and let's initialize it with the today's date itself. Dot now, and we will need a to-do list. So let's do list of string. Call it to-do list, right? And initialize and let's initialize it with string list. Okay, yeah, that should be good enough. Okay, one more thing we need is we need a controller for any text we write over here. We should be able to add it in the to-do list. So we need a text controller, right? So let's add a text controller as well. Text editing controller. Call it text controller, right? And initialize it text editing controller. Okay. Okay, so we have all the variables which we will be requiring in this tutorial. Let's set up our init state as well. So in the init state, we will initialize some of these variables. So like we will have our date set up, right? So for that, we need our date util, right? So import date underscore util, or inside utils it is utils date, and let's add our colors as well. Utils colors dot, yeah, so this should help, and we will call this date util as date util. Yeah, so now in the init statement, in the init state method, what we have to do is we have to initialize our current month list. So we have date util date underscore util dot date utils dot days and month, right? This is the method what we have in this date util, and which will return the list of dates. So it would require current date. So we already have current date time, right? So this will give us the list, but in the list all the dates would be here and there. It won't be in the proper list format, so we will have to sort it. So let's sort the current month list dot sort, and in this we will say like a, like it is the comparison what we are doing, and we'll say a dot day dot compare to b dot day. So we're like comparing a first date with the second date. If it is if the first date is smaller, then it will go first. So this is the sorting, and this, and then we will do like, yeah, that should be it. Let's just convert. Let's just say we are scared. What if we have multiple? We don't believe our date util, so we'll just convert it into two sets. So it will make sure that there is no duplicate values, and then we will convert it into two list again. So now we have everything. Okay, so let's get into the UI part now. So I will write the code first, and I'll explain you, and I will fast write it so that I will just fast forward it, the writing part, so that you don't have to watch me type. So as you see, we have our background image ready. So what we are doing over here is, in a container, we have this box decoration, and we give some background color. It is like the darker shade of this one. If the image is not available, this would show, but it's not needed, but yeah, I have given it. And then in image decoration image, the asset image we are showing, so we have this background image. This is what is showing over here. And then fit, there is a property called fit. We have box fit dot cover, and then color filter. It's like you can filter your image based on some color, so you can apply some color on it. So very light shade of black with opacity 0.2. That's why it's very light. And then this blend mode, if you see, there are many things like src, xor, All those options you see on phone, you can do it with this like with some color. You can blend those color in the image. So I've just used the lighten mode. Okay, so our background image, one of the component of our stack is ready, background view, right? Now we have to look into the other component, that is top view. So in the top view over here, we'll have a container, and then we'll have a horizontal list in it. So let's write code for that view. Okay, so we have written the code for top view. It's like a container. Uh, it is a container which will appear on the top, right? So its height, I have set height of 35% of the device height, right? Because we want to show it on the top with 35% of the device height. So it will appear 35% over here, and then width would be the complete width. Though it's not appearing over here because we haven't set the height actually. So over here I set the height to, there's something called media query dot off, and take context dot size dot height, and then width would be width, same thing, we'll just call width in the end. Okay, yeah, now it's appearing. So yeah, so if you see, there is a gradient, so that's what we have done in this container. In decoration, box decoration, we have this linear gradient, right? All these colors are same, it's just that we are changing its opacity. So on top it's lighter, then little darker, and then it's almost dark at the bottom, right? And this is where we are setting its position, the gradient position, begin, end, and the stops where the gradients will end for these particular colors, for the first color and the second color and the third color, like these, right? Tile mode, clamp, it will clamp with these color, the colors will be clamped. There are many other tile mode for the gradient, you can look more into this. Okay, and then there is this shadow at the bottom, so that shadow is box shadow, right? And then we have blur radius of 4, this is the color, offset 4 and then spread radius 2. So there is a light dark shadow at the bottom of this container, right? And then we need two border radius, two radius, this corner radius, right? So this is what we have given over here. And then in this we have to show two views, title view and then horizontal view. So that's what I have created over here, but I've not written any code. So let's write some code for title view, which will show like November 2021, which is the current month. And then in the bottom to that we'll write our horizontal capsule list view. So let's write these two views now. Okay, so in the title view, we have just created a text view, and in that, with the help of date util, in date util we have months, list of months, right? This is the list of months it's showing, right? So in there, through that, I just pass the current date month -1, and it would give me the month, the string month, right? And then I just add it with the current date year. So that is what we are getting, November 2021 over here, right? And then we just give some text style and padding from top, like 20 padding from the top, right? That is the title view, which we have called from top view. And then horizontal capsule list view, this would be like list view builder with the height of 150 over here. So width would be complete and height would be 150. And then in this list view builder, if you see, we have to have the item count, right? So we'll be looping through our current month list. Current month list will have all the days of the month, right? So current month list, and then scroll controller. So scroll controller we have not initialized, so I just initialized it, and I have just given it initial offset of current date time day into 80. 80 is, I just thought that that would be our capsule. The capsule, each list view card, or the capsule which we'll be creating, that those width would be 80. So 80 into current date time into day. So initially itself it won't show the first item in the list, it will show the current date item, right? So it will scroll to that item which is of the current date. Yeah, so scroll controller we created, and then scroll direction would be horizontal. Physics, this is needed because without this the scrolling won't be good, and this rest is as it is. Like item builder, in the item builder I have not created the capsule view. Once we create the capsule view, it will start appearing here, so we will do it now. Okay, so our capsule view is ready. You can see when we load the page, it automatically selects the current date, which is current date today is 12th November. So that is why it's showing November 2021, 12th Friday. Okay. I can select any other date over here and it will change the color. How we did it, as you saw, we have a container. This is a container, right? And we decorated it with linear gradient. So if you see over here, current month list dot day, if it is not equals to current day, then we show this white gradient, this gradient. If it is equals to current date, then we show this reddish gradient, right? So this is what we have done, and we have set it on top of this container. So this container is wrapped with the gesture detector, and on tapped we are changing the current date. So current date would be the one which we selected. So like I selected 13, so now current date is 13, and now it's showing this color. And other capsules would be of this color only, white color only. So as we had said, gradient and radius, like completely 40 radius from all side, box shadow for this, we have set everything. And then in the child of this container, we have two property. One is the month, like date, the current date, and other one is weekday, like Thursday, Friday, which day is that. So for that, I have created a column. So as you can see, this is a column. First, we are showing a text, which is current month list, current date. We just converted into toString, and then some text style to get this look. And then in this text, again from date utils, we have weekdays. Weekdays, if you see, it's a list of weekdays, right? So from the weekdays, we just pass the current date weekday. So weekday will return you which weekday it is. It is like it always return value from 1 to 7. So as it's returned from 1 to 7, we have to deduct one value to get the correct weekday, right? So it will give you the correct date, correct weekday, and then some text style for that. So this is it for our capsule, right? As simple as that. Now we will create our floating button first of all, and on click of it, we should see a dialog box, a custom dialog box, in which we will be able to enter our to-do list. Cool. Okay, so we are ready with our floating action button, and when we click on it, we get this nice looking dialog box. So this is not the LED box we are showing, it's the custom dialog box. So how we did it, in we created a floating action button obviously, and then in like for this one, all we have done is in a container it's 100 and 100 the width and size, and then an icon of plus icon of 30 size, and then decoration. This is exactly the same hex codes which we used for this button, this capsule view, right? And yeah, we have this ready, and on click of it, if you see over here, on click of it, what we are doing is we are showing a dialog box. So this is the main code which is responsible for this dialog, right? So if you see, uh, in show dialog in builder we have dialog widget. So this dialog widget, it takes multiple parameters like background color. So we have set the background color as uh, you know uh, opacity of 87, black color, right? And then we have this rectangle with some some radius, some circular radius of 20. And then if you see over here, we have to do and this text field and this button. So this is why we are creating this container, and in this container of 200 and 300, we have this column which will contain this to do text. So we have this to do text, right, with some text style of white and size 16. Then we have text field. Text field will have our controller, text controller, right, which we created in the init state. And then some decoration. So we have hint text, and hint text color also is white with opacity 60. And then our button, the last add to do button, right? So that's pretty much with the floating action button and the dialog box. So now the main part, our to-dos should show. That is very simple. We will just create a list view builder with some containers which will show our or we can create list style, anything we can create which will show the text we just added. So on click of the add to do, we were just updating our to do list. So in the to do list, we just added whatever we had written in the text controller. So every time we add, we have to show uh, you know a tile, a card over here in a vertical fashion, what we were showing. So let's do that. Okay, so we just added our list view, to do list view. In this, what we are doing is in container, we first have to have a margin, like we want to start our list view from here. So if you remember, our height of our top view is 35% of the height, right? So for list view to start from here, we have to have a margin from top, that would be height into 38, not 38, 0.38. So it will be 38%. It will start leaving the 38% of the top, and then it will start from here, right? And then there's some left, right, and bottom margin as well. And width would be complete, but there will be some margin. And height, if you see, height is 60% of this device height. So from 38% it will start somewhere and it will go down till 60%. Okay, and simple list view builder. In the simple list view builder, we have to do list length. On that, we are creating our item builder, that is a container. And then in a container, in the container, we will have our text field. So this is our text field, and the container is properly decorated, like it is a box decoration. If you see, it is 54 opacity of white with 54% opacity, and then border radius, some shadow, white color shadow is there, and width and height is like total width minus 20, and then height is 70. So if we add something, let's say work out today, add it, and it's appearing. let's add something. Office works to complete. Office works, just say office works. Add to do. Okay, this is added. Now let's say learn Spanish for an hour. Okay, so this is our to-do list. So this is how it looks like. So if you see the whole code, let's just clamp all these to collapse all these, and then it will have better view. We will have some better view how it's working. So as I said in earlier, we have a stack view with background view. So this is the below image is coming from background view. So if you see the background view over here, it is nothing but a container with box decoration. Some decoration is there, like we are having the color, and we are having in the decoration itself we are adding the image. If you see, image is decoration image, and the asset image we are adding, right? And then we have come to the top view. So the top view is this part. So if you see the top view, we have a container which some shadow and linear gradients. So this is the linear gradient which you see over here, and there is some dark shadow. And we have in this we have a title view and a horizontal capsule list view. So title view is just returning our November 2021, is just a simple text with some styling. And then horizontal capsule list view is a list view builder with horizontal axis, and it returns a capsule view. Capsule view is this with some gradient and some linear gradient we have, and we have box shadow, and then in a column we have text and the the date and the weekday over here, right? And based on our set state, for current date we are changing whatever we are selecting, we are assigning it to our current date, and as soon as it gets updated, it will update the colors of the selected date. So you can change it based on your requirement. Like as of now I have not added any differentiation, like for every date it would show different uh, uh, different list. So you can do like over here, you can clear all the list for the next day, because it is showing we are storing only to-do list in a list. It's not persistent, so that won't be possible. If you want to do it, I have created a video for Flutter with Firebase, so how you store your data into Firebase, so that you can see. That would help you. And if once you're persisting the data, it would be much easier. Or you can do it with local database as well and test it, right? So this is our horizontal list view and capsule view, and then we have our floating action button with the same linear gradient, and on click of it we are showing this custom dialog box, right? And on click of add to do, we are showing our simple list view. With a simple list view, these list of to-dos we are showing over here. So that's pretty much it. That's how we do it, and that's it for this video as well. If you like, please do like, comment, and do share it with your friends, and let me know if you want me to make more videos like this. Thank you so much. Bye bye.